Okay, today we'll see how we can combine and merge data from various data sets or within the worksheet itself or say workbook itself. Now if you go to this data, in the previous session we saw this get data and we used to connect, and we got the say data linked with each other and then try to create the reports. Now we'll see how we can combine. So one way what we did, we just use this folder and try to combine all the files. Now here what we'll do, we'll see how we can append or merge the data. There is a lot of difference between merge and append. Append means taking the data or say putting the data one below the other. Merge means merging the columns next to each other from various tables. First we'll go and see how this append will work, and then we'll see how this merge will work. When I click on this append, here we are trying to append tables. We don't have any tables imported. So what will happen when I'm saying append, it will ask for the tables. So if the tables are not there, we cannot append. So what we'll do, we'll try to import some data. That is, we already have one file here which is append, where I'll try to take the table. See, I have no tables here, so it is not appended. Let's say cancel. Now what we'll do is we'll go here, we'll say from workbook, and then we'll take that data. Just take this path. And let me take this append query. I'm trying to import the data. So I have this three tables. Let's select this table 1 and see how many records are there. I have 10 records. Let me click on second table. So I have 25 records. Then I have in third table, say from 26 to 50, that is 25 records. So first table is 10 record. Then we have another say 15 records. Then again 25 records. So if I say append, so I need to append this, that is one below the other. So altogether everything will say 25 plus 15 plus 10. So almost 50 records is to be there. But again, these are in different tables, so I can either connect with this or any table I want, or all the tables I want. What we'll do, since the table is proper, say heading is proper, the structure is proper, everything is okay. So we'll go here, we'll say load. I'm directly loading the data to my Excel workbook. I selected only one table, so I should have selected all the tables. So no worries, even if you have selected and if it is loaded, so you can take other data as well later. So first time when it is actually taking this Power Query editor, it will take some time. Later on, once it is loaded to memory, it will be fast. So I've taken this append table 3. Now what we'll do, so here quickly we'll take other two tables as well. Select multiple. I'll just select these two tables as well, and I'll say load. So totally 3 tables got loaded. So what we'll do is we'll try and see how we can append the tables. Fine. Now I have this 3 different table. Let's go to this combine queries and say append. Previously I didn't get any tables there. Now let's see. Now here all the 3 tables, whatever is there, that has been listed down here. I have two options. One is two table, other one is three or more tables. When it is just a two table, so what I can do is I can select the table, primary table. That means which one should come on top. So which data should come on top, and then which one should come in the bottom. There's only two tables what I'm trying to connect. Now I have here append table 1, append table 2. I'm just trying to connect. In my first table I had 10 records. In the second table I had 15 records. You can see here it says 10 and 15. Now what we'll do, we'll see, just say append table 1, append table 2. I'll say okay. When I say okay, it'll just give me the list of data which gets appended. See, 1 to 10 was table 1 and 11 to 25 was second table. That means both the table have been appended now, one below the other. Now you can say this, see, table 1, table 2 and table 3. Now a new table has been created. Now when I close this, say close and load, so this will load in a new sheet, that is all the 25 records. That means if I'm creating some reports based on multiple sheets or say multiple files, I can take the data into my Excel sheet and then append it one below the other and start creating the reports. Let's assume I want all the three tables to be merged. Then I can go here again, say data, say get data. Here I'll say combine queries. I'll say append. Previously I had taken only two tables. Now let's say I want to combine more than two tables, that is two or more tables. Now if you see this, I have this all the tables, along with that the new table which we created just now, the combination of table 1 and table 2, that also will be available here. Since I selected this and mentioned it as append, so automatically it has taken this for append. I don't want this in my table append. I'll say close. I'll take this table 1, say add. Take this table 2, say add, and say table 3, I'll say add. Now table 1, table 2, table 3. You can decide which one should come on top, which one should come on bottom. Now here I have this order. Select this. See, I can move it on top or you can move it in the bottom. So wherever you want, you can just move it. So this is for arrangement of the data. Now let's say I have table 1 on top, then table 3 and then table 2. If you want to remove any one of this, you can just go here and remove it. Now let's say okay. A new table is created. Here I have this one more table, that is append 2. Now if you go and check this, the same order what I had appended the data, see 1 to 10, then 26 to 50, and then 11 to 25. This is for appending from Excel sheet. Now suppose, let me just close this, keep. Now you can see all the 50 records will be available here. This is merging, this is appending from Excel sheet. I can do the same thing from Power Query Editor as well. Let's say I'll use this launch Power Query Editor. I'll come to this editor. So all the queries, that is the tables which you have imported, will be available here. Now if you want to do the same thing, appending of the data in the Power Query Editor, you just go here. You can see this merge and append queries here. So here I have this merge and append queries. Here the advantage is I can append to the existing table itself, or I can create a new table. But from Excel, I'll be creating a new table itself. Now if you go and check this, it says append queries and append queries as new. So what we did now was the new table. Here also we'll have the same option. When I click on this, I'll go to the same option, that is 2 tables or 3 or more tables. The same window I'll get here. Now if you go and check this, all the tables will be there. Similarly, like what I did the previous one, I can go here, can select this, say okay, those two will get appended here, a new table has been created. Now if you say this 26 to 50 and 1 to 10. Now suppose if you want to append, say this append table 2 in the existing table itself. Let's say I have this table already. Go to this append queries. Now I'll not say as new, I'll say append queries. Now it says 2 tables. Let's go here, see. Here it is not asking this another table, say table 1 and table 2, because we have mentioned it as append query, that's it. That means we are specifically telling that this is the table which I need to append the data. Now table to append, let's say I'll use this append table 2 and say okay. I say okay, scroll down. So whatever data is there, I think which one did we take? I think we took table 1. We'll append it again. I'll take table 2. Say okay. See, the table 2 has been appended here like this. Then you can take this table also to my Excel sheet. Let it be any number of tables. You can append this and then you can take it to the Excel sheet and you can start working on that. And you can see here all the tables have been imported here. Right. Let's go to this query editor. So in this table also I can do any modifications like what we saw in our previous say class, that if you want to add some columns or if you want to add some data, so whatever you want you can do, but make sure that you're not changing the structure of it, because whenever I go and I say refresh, the data should be refreshed here. If I say refresh all, this will go and connect to the source. If we have changed anything, say data structure or delete some columns and all, if I'm trying to import more data with this same table and append it, it will not work because the structure will be changed. So make sure that you're not changing any structure here so that the refresh will happen automatically, otherwise it will not happen. Right. Next one is merging of the data. Let me close this. Say merge. Merge means I'm trying to merge more than 2 tables, or say 2 tables or more than 2 tables. Why we actually do this is to combine more tables into one table. Let's go here and click on this merge. When I click on this merge, I need to have the table. It asks for the table, but we don't have any table here. Let's import some table. Here we have this merge data. I'll say import. Let me take this 2 table. Let's understand this data as well. Now I have some data here from 0 to say 25. So 001 to 025. Let's select this merge table 2, 001 to 015, and then 101 to 110. That means the data what you see here, it is actually common, say order ID, and here also have order ID, but the column names are different. If we go here, see the column names are different. Now I want to combine this such a way that all the columns, whatever there here, the segment, ship mode, and sales, should be coming in this table itself so that I can get the report easily. So to combine this, or say to say join this, I have one column here which is common, that is order ID. But when I'm merging, if you see, I have this 001 to 015, which are common. If you go to this table, first table, 001 to 015 is common. But from 016 to 025, or in this 1012 to 110, they are not matching. So only 15 records are matching. Now let's see how this matching values will be taken care. Say we'll go to select the table. I'll say load. When I say load, the data is loaded. Okay. Now the two tables are means it is taken in the Excel sheet. Now go to this, say merge. When I say merge, it will take me to the Power Query editor wherein I can merge the data. See, this is a window. Let me click here. It asks for the tables. Say merge table 1, and then I'll say merge table 2. So I've taken this table, table 1 and table 2. Now we need to have the common IDs. If you see here, it says OK, which is disabled. That means unless and until I have a join here, this will not work. Let me click on this order ID and then click on this order ID. You can see that the OK button enables. Now if you go here, I have 6 different type of joins what I can do. So what are the 6 joins? I'll tell you. Left outer, right outer, full outer. Inner, left anti, right anti. First let's see this inner. When I say inner, so what it will do is, it will give me the data with the common values from both the field. Only common values from both the field. Now here you can read, it says the selection matches 15 of 25 rows from table 1 and 15 of 25 records from table 2. That means in these two, 001 to 015 only is matching. Let me say OK. So once I say OK, what it will do is it will come to this Power Query editor. You can see the 001 to 015, but the second table will be here like this. Now here I have a box here. If I click on this, say OK, the data will be expanded, and now I'm getting the data here like this. If you see this, the data with 001 to 015, I'll get it like this from other table. Now this becomes one complete table. Now if you don't want this, you can just go here, say remove columns. Sorry. Selected all, remove. See, I removed that column. Suppose if you want to rename it, I can go here, I can rename this. So likewise, you can merge the data and then you can take this to Excel for further reports. Now let me say OK. So here I have the table with columns from table 1 and columns from table 2. This is inner join. Inner join means it is giving me only the common values. Right. Let's go to another type of merge. Let me directly go to this Power BI editor only. Say launch Power BI editor. Now let's go to this merge and say merge queries as new. If you say merge, what will happen? The existing table itself will get changed. Now I'll say merge queries as new. Let me click on this. Now again I'll get the same window. I'll say merge table 1, merge table 2, select the IDs. But this time what I'll do is I'll use this left outer. So previously I had used this inner join. That is only matching works. Now I'll say left outer. So what this left outer will do is here first we'll have to understand which is my left table, which is my right table. The one what you see, this primary table, this is the left table, and what you see here, this is the right table. Now I'll select this IDs. Then I say left outer. All the records from left table, all the records, whether it is matching with these IDs or not, all the columns from this table will be taken, and data for only those IDs which are matching will be coming from this table. Let's say okay. It says the selection made 15 of 25 rows from the first table. Let me say okay. Now here the table is merged. I will just go here, click on this and say okay. See, all the records from left table will be coming, but only the common records, whatever is there, the common IDs will be listed down here. Otherwise, the IDs which are not matching, that will be null value. Right. This is another way of merging. Next one we'll see right outer join. Say merge queries as new. Now we'll select merge table 1, merge table 2. This time we'll just say same, you have to select this column names. Now I'll say right outer. When I say right outer, so this is my right table and this is my say left table. Now let me select these two. Now if I say OK, all the values from right table will come and only those common records from merge table 1, that is left table, will come. Let's say OK. Now I can say this, I have the table here and I have null value here. Let me just click on this, say OK. See, these values are coming, but the data which is not matching will be blank like this. That is null value. Next one is another type of merge, that is full outer. So what full outer will do is it will take both the data, that is all the values from table 1 and all the values from table 2. Wherever the values are not matching, the IDs are not matching, that will be none. Right, let's go here, queries, and here I'll say merge table 1, then I'll say merge table 2, select the IDs, and I'll say full outer. So what this full outer will do is all the records from first table, all the records from second table, but only those which are matching, that is those records which are matching will be a complete record, that is all the columns from this and all the columns from this table will be merged. Otherwise, the data will be blank for unmatched values. Let's say I selected full outer. I'll say OK. Now let's click on this merge and say OK. Now if you see, all the records will come here. So whichever is not matching, see, that will be null like this. Let's go here. So I can please say full outer. Click on this, say OK. See, the matching records are getting the records. What did we select? We selected left. Select this too and say full outer. So, okay. See, this is what I was telling. So all the 15 records which are there, they'll match and they'll have full values. But same time, if you see, this is 101 to 110, it is not there in this table, so I have this null value, and the 0162 to 25 don't have the value, so for other table, so that will be null here. So this is full outer join. So left outer means all the value from left table and common values only from second table. Right table means all the values from right table and the common matching data from second table. Full outer means complete data will be there, but wherever the records are not matching, there will be null value. Then we have two more type of joins or say relationship, that is called as left ante and right ante. Let's go here, say merge queries as new, and let me select this table 1, table 2, say order ID order. Now here I'll say left ante. Now what this will do is it will give me the left table, the data from left table which are actually not matching with this table, only those data which are not matching. Say OK. See here, if I go and say merge, it will only give me the values which are not matching from the right table. Same thing, suppose if I do for right ante, go here, let me select this table 1, table 2, sorry, table merge. Say merge table 1, merge table 2, then here I'll say right ante. Select the IDs, say OK. I can see this. All the data from second table which are not matching with the first table will be displayed here. So this is how I can do the merging. Merging means merging of the columns. Appending means appending of the data, that is inserting of the data. So this is merging and appending. Then later on I can just close this. I can use this table for any purpose. That is, after generating, you can use it for any purpose. And this also can be a separate table also for other workbooks. Okay, right. Now we understood about the Power Query editor. There are a few more things. Let me just quickly finish it off. Say already this data is there, I guess. Let's go here. Now here we have some columns or something. If you want to do some calculation, let's see if I have some calculation here. Okay, we have the sales value. If you want to do some calculation, I can go to this add column. Here I have some options wherein I can say custom column. Let's click on this custom column. Now I'll get one column like this. So I can have a custom column here. Let's say I have this sales and I want this sales to be divided by say 12. Now I can name this, say sales by month. Say okay. A new column will be created like this. Now let me close this. Keep the changes. If we go to this, which was the table which we created, let's go and check quickly. Okay, it was in merge table 1. Let's go to the Excel sheet. And close this. Okay. Now if you go to this merge table 1, if I would have already imported, let's go and check. Not this. Okay. We'll take a new one only. So right click and say load to. It's a table. Say okay. See, I have this column as well, which is just now created. Let's go back to the editor. Okay. So you can see this, the calculated field. So this is how we can go here and I can give more columns here. Let me just take one more column. So we'll try to put something here, say today's date. Say today. Then I'll go here. Let me just say okay. I think we didn't give it properly. Or we'll give some calculation only. Why unnecessarily? We'll take this sales. Then We already have taken this divided by 12 or something. I will say divided by 365. So I'll get one data here. I'll say custom. I'll say sales per day. Just a random, say calculation what we did. Just close this. Okay. Now this table, whatever I've imported, that has got one more column here. Just want to show you that. See, that will come here also. So you don't have to bother about keeping the data, everything here only. You just have to dump that in the Power Query editor. It will help me in solving a lot of things. So here one will say query editor. So if you want to add anything, you can go to this add column. Here I can add whatever I want. I can add here. Say for example, I want to combine segment and segment ID. I can go here. See custom column. So custom column means I'm trying to create a column for that. Now here we can select the columns here. Let's say I want segment and ship mode. Now we can give ampersand. Now let's say okay. This is the custom column which we created just now. Let me close this and then I'll say close and load. So this will get refreshed here. So likewise, if you go to this Power Query editor, there are so many options actually. Many options are there here. So you can explore all this one by one whenever you have free time. So yesterday we discussed all these things. Then we have this transform wherein I can transform the existing column. And then view is just to change the view of this. So here I can make the data into pivot. See, pivot. I can just do something like this, unpivot this. If you want to move this from left to right or left to left, that is the columns. However you want, you can move like this. See? Like this, what will be moving. Same thing. I can plug in this one. What is that? Left, right, or beginning, whatever is there. I can just move the columns. So this is Power Query Editor. Let me just close this. Now we'll see how we can use this Power Pivots. Open the Excel. See, this Power Pivot, they are actually a very strong tool in Excel. I'll tell you why they are actually used. They're actually used to create data modeling. Data modeling in the sense, we're trying to keep the data somewhere. Whenever I need, I'll be keep exploring it or say connect the database and then get the results. Let me open one file. just open it here only. So in this file, I have various tables. Okay. Now if you see this, I want to create a pivot table. Once I want to create a pivot table, I just go here, say insert, and say pivot table. It will ask for the table range, and I'll say new worksheet, and I'll say OK. Automatically, say pivot table is created. Then I can drag and drop. But if you see this, I want the data to be by region. If you go here, I don't have the region. I have only location ID. So this location ID, if I drag and drop here, see, I'll not get the region. I'll take the sales and I'll put it here. This value is coming based on the location ID which is there here. But I want the particular region. But that column is not there. But where is that column? That is there in location table. Now if you go to this, in this pivot, I don't have any column as region which I can get the report. So in these kind of cases, what I'll do is I'll have to go here. I'll be using VLOOKUP of so which is that we're taking location. So we'll take this location ID, comma. Then we'll take this location, comma. I want the region, say 1, 2, 3, comma 0. It's a region. Now I just took this by using this VLOOKUP. So this is the old method what we used to do. Now if you go here, I'll say refresh. Let's go and check if I have region. It's not there. So what we'll do, we'll go here, say right click or analyze source data table. See, this is missing here. So we'll make it as N. Change this to N. Say okay. Now the region is also there. I'll take this region and I'll remove this location. So this way I can actually do. But the problem here is I have so many IDs here. So segment ID, customer ID, for all these I have to take the data here and then create the reports. This is a big headache. So instead, what we'll do is we'll try to connect all the tables with each other with the IDs what we have. The ID should be there, and these tables should be unique. Unique in the sense you should not repeat. See here, see, this is unique, but because here one to many is what we are trying to connect. So it should be like single value to many value. Now what we'll do, we'll convert all this into table. Say Control T. I'll say okay. This will get converted to table. Quickly we'll do this segment also. Make sure that you'll use this my table as headers. Say okay. The next Control T, make table as headers. Then customer name. Okay. Control T, we should make my table as headers. Location also. Then next product. Control T. My data has got headers. Okay. If you go and check this, they are converted into table. That is, go to this insert, this table. But when you go and check this, all are getting converted into table. But how will that actually get related to my pivot table? Let's go here. Second step, what we'll do, we'll try to rename this. I'll say tbl underscore data. The next, this one, you can see this design. Here we'll say tbl segment, ship mode, shp ship mode. I'm just giving the name for all the tables so that it will be easy for me to recognize the tables while creating the pivot table. Say I have this customer, I'll say tbl underscore customer, location tbl score location, product. Okay. Now I renamed all the sheets. Now what we'll do is we'll try to create a pivot table out of this one, but this time I need to join this. All the tables will join. How to join that we'll see. First, let's go to this insert, and here I have this pivot table and recommended pivot table. Let me click on this pivot table. As soon as I click on this, see, I'll get selected data, which is in the name of the table, whatever we are given, and then we have this new worksheet. So we'll create a pivot table in the new worksheet. If I want, I can use this existing sheet as well. But for me, I want this to be in a new workbook. And don't forget to give this data modeling. Say, click on this, add this data to data modeling. Say OK. When I do that, the type of table will change. See, you have only one table wherein I can have this arrow mark and you can select here. But I want all the other table also to create sales, or say we want to take a region from location table. So what we'll do, we'll have this active, just click on this all. When I click on that all the tables which are there, not the normal range, the tables which I have given will be available here. You can see that there is a line also in between. That means they are not connected. Now let's connect it. How to connect that? One is auto detection. That is what it will do. It will go and check all the IDs. If they are matching, then it will connect. Otherwise, it will not get connected. Let me go here. See, I have this relationship. Click on this. Now we are trying to create a relationship. Say create for this one. You go here. This one create. That is new one. Then we'll select this main data. Then here we'll select, say, segment. So segment ID. Related table. So which table we are connecting? I'll connect with segment, and then I'll say segment ID. So we took this relationship. We're trying to take this table data with segment ID and segment with segment ID and say OK. Now we can also give this auto detect. If there are any relationship which it can easily detect, it will detect. Otherwise, we'll say new. Let's say I'll take this data. Now we have the ship mode. Let me go here and I'll select this ship ID and take this ship mode. From here also I'll select this ship ID, say OK. So I created two relationships. Let this be as is. I'll not create any more relationship. Now if you see this, once I create the relationship, the lines which were there that are removed for ship mode and segment. Here I have this location. Let me take this region and I'll put it here. But I'll take the sales from this data table. See, I am actually getting the same value because it is not connected properly. Now what we'll do, I'll go here, I'll say auto detect. This is trying to check the data. If they are actually matching and creating the relationship, you can see this. Now I'm getting the data properly. Previously it was complete total, that is whatever total is there for this table, so that will be coming here. So for me, I want these values. Right, now you connected even location also. You can see that has moved on top. Now we can take any values from any table. Let's say I'll take the ship mode, take this and put it in column, the column header like this. See, anything you can take, any columns from any table, you can just place it there. See, segment. Let me take this and put just below the region like this. See, so these are actually coming from different sheets. So I don't have to go here and create this, say say VLOOKUP and then get the values and then work on it. So this is how you can actually create. So this is actually the first part of Power Pivots. That means connecting various sheets and creating the pivot tables. Next, we'll go to Power Pivot itself here. Whatever we have this Power Pivots here. From here itself, we'll try to create the tables like this, what we have done. So here what we did, we selected the table, the range, converted that into table, and then we try to create the tables and connections, and then we created the pivot table here. So I'm just showing you just a simple pivot table here. That is, you're just trying to arrange the data. Then we'll come to this pivot table and learn a lot of things. Right. Now this is what we did. That is, we took the data and then we converted that to table, and then we try to bring it to the relationship, and then we try to create the pivot table. This is one way of doing this, is a basic way. Now let's see how we can use this power pivots to create these kind of connections. Let's go to this power pivots. Here I have very less options. This is for formatting and calculation, and here I have this manage. First click on this manage, either here or go to this data. Here I have this manage. Now let me click here, manage. So it will take some time. It will just open the window like Power Query Editor. Now we'll try to import the data similarly like what I did for Power Query Editor. Here there are so many different sources where I can connect and get the data. Now let me go here to from other sources. It lasts for all the connections what we have done. Let's say I'll take this Excel. Now we'll say browse. Take this. Okay, we'll take the same data what we did just now. Say open. The use first row has got headers. Suppose if some data are not having headings, so automatically this will detect and it will take. If you want to see the connection whether it is proper or not, you can say test connection. Click on this. If it is successful, it will say that the connector is succeeded. Advanced. If you have any advanced sources, that is how to connect with the the path and all, you can see that the path, everything is available here. To check this. Now let's say next, I've browsed my file. Now let me take all the say tables which I need to put it into data modeling. I just took few of them and then I'll say next. So all the data will be imported now. Once it is done, it will show me the number of rows. Okay, now I'll say close. It's taking, done. Now I can see all the data, whatever we imported, that is available here. Similar to what we took in our Excel and we did here, the advantage is we can have a lot of calculations, a lot of things we can do here. It's getting loaded. See, this is data, location, product, segment, ship mode. The connections what we did the connection in Excel sheet, that is we used to go and say manage relationship and then we connected the tables, that is from one field to another field. But here let's say see create relationship. I'll click on this. Here also I can create the similar kind of relationship. Let me take data, that is the data table. In this table you can see there are so many IDs. I want to connect some IDs. Say for example I want to connect location ID. Okay, location ID with location. Let me go here. I'll say location and here I have this location ID. Say okay. Now the connection is created for those two tables. But when I'm creating a pivot table, only those two will have a proper results. Other tables will not have the proper results. It will give me the complete total. Let me just close this. Now let me create one pivot table. Let's say insert pivot table. Now I should not select the workbook range or any of these options. We should select use the workbook's data model. Let it be in the existing sheet and I'll say okay. If you can see this, data and location are in the same path. That is because we created the connection there only in Power Pivot itself. Now let me go here and I'll take some data from this location. I'll say region. Then we'll take this sales from this table. Now if you see directly I'll get the data. Previously I had to go and create the relationship here and then do it, but you don't have to bother. Once you have taken the data to the data modeling, there if you create the connection, that is more than enough. Now let's go to this manage data again. It is loading. Okay. Okay, showing only one relationship. Now if you want, you can create more relationship. Either I can create here or you can also create from here as well. So here we had this relationship here. From here also I can create a relationship. If you go here, see all the tables are available here. So what I showed in the beginning, why I showed that part is taking the data into Excel and then do it. That is like straightforward, you can do it. But suppose if you think that I want to take this complete data into data modeling, from there, from Power Pivots, I want to work, then this is the way. That is, I can just take this say data into say Power Pivot and then I can work on this. So I can create the relationship, whichever relationship I need. Say, go here. If you want to create one, say create. Then again, select the main table. Here I have this ID. Let's say I'll connect this with segment and then select the ID. This one. Say OK. Now another connection is created. Now if you go to this Excel sheet, then here, see, the segment is also in this bucket. That is data, location, and segment. But others are actually in a different place. Let's go to Power Query, sorry, Power Pivots. Now let's create one pivot table here. I'll remove this. Let me take the ship mode. See, I'm getting all totals here. That is because they are not connected. Let this connection be done by Power Query only. Here, Power Pivots. So this is what? This is actually ship mode. If you see here in the ship mode, it is giving me the same result throughout. Now what we'll do, we'll go here, we'll try to connect this ship mode and we'll create a relationship. Say, create relationship. And then we'll select the table. And then we'll select the table which you need to join. Now here I have to connect with the IDs. Say ship ID. And then we'll go here. We have the ship ID here. Say, look. As soon as I do this connection, let's go and check. See here. This will get refreshed. So likewise, I can create the relationship. This is a very simple thing what we can do in data modeling. But this data modeling is actually not just for connection of the tables, but here we have so many different functions. Let me just show you those functions. They are called as Dax functions, which will be available in Power BI. So I'll just check. We have that. Okay, see here, I have this Dax functions. Let me just open that and I'll show you. I'll show you a few of them. If you want, I can give you the complete list. There are so many, actually hundreds of functions. This actually we do it in Power BI, but I'll show you a few of them, which will help us in creating a lot of dynamic things in say Power Pivots as well. First, let's understand what is this Dax function. Dax is nothing but it's a dynamic analysis expressions. This I can write either here in Excel while creating these measures, or I can create them here in the table. Now assume that I want the data here, that is the location region here. I want the location region here. So I have something called as lookup. Like we look up what we have. Similarly, I have lookup or something called as related. Let's say I can write the formula here exactly like Excel what we have. Equals related. It says return a related value from another table. These are all DAX functions which you will not be finding in Excel. I'm saying related and I want this region. I'll select this location region, close bracket, and I'll say enter. See, I'll get the region here. Let me go and add one more column, and here I'll say lookup. Lookup, what it will do is it will ask for the result column and the table. Let's say I want to get customer name from customer table. That is, I'll take this customer table, comma, in this table, which is the ID I should connect. Let's say customer ID, data customer ID. Close the bracket and say enter. Okay, this is not coming because we have not. Just let's check if there are the IDs are proper here. The ID should be proper, otherwise we'll not get the data here. Customer name. Let me just check if we have all the IDs. So suppose if you have IDs, then I'll get the data here. Let's go and check the customer. I think it should be there. So let me just delete this. Equals pickup value, the customer name from customer, okay, comma, from customer ID. Or let's take the related table only here, which we have given, because you have not created the connection. Let me just check with location, the state, comma, search column name. Okay, we'll take this location ID, comma, and location ID from this. So here we are getting. Fine. Let's do for customer again. So customer, I've taken the whole table, that's why it is not coming. Say equals lookup value, say customer name, comma, I will connect with customer ID, and then customer ID from data table. Yeah, now it will come. See, I got the customer name also in this table. The difference between this related and this customer, I'm sorry, this lookup value is this one is actually connected. That means I have the relationship. If you go here, manage relationship, I have the relationship here. That is with the location. But here you can see that customer I'm not given any relationship. If you want, we can go to this and you have this diagram view. Just click on this diagram view, it will show me the relationship, how the diagram is given. See, if you see this, location is actually connected. That's why when I give that related the function, it is giving me the result. Let me just delete this. See, I removed the connection now. Now let's go to that data, and if you see, can you see this? I'm getting this error. But same thing I'll not get for this one. That is when I use lookup value, because here it is just taking based on the IDs, but here it is taking based on the connections, that is relationship. When I say related, what it will do, it will go and it will check the relation on which column it is taking, and then I'll get the results. So because of which here, since I deleted that link, so here I'm not getting the result. So this related, what it will do, it will just try to remove it. Let me go to this diagram view. Again, I'll just take this location and then I'll drag and I'll drop it here. Now if I go back and check, the data view, see, again I'll get this region. If you want, you can rename this. And here I'll say customer. Like this. Now if you want to connect this, so here I have this diagram view, just go and select this. If you want to connect anything, either you can go to this design and say create relationship, wherein I can go and select this is what we did. So select data, and then we selected some of the tables and then try to create the connection. But otherwise you can also go here and do the connection just by drag and drop. Let's say for example I want to connect this customer ID, just drag and drop like this. So this will create a connection. But here the product will not get connected because there are some duplicate values with this. I will just say product ID, you go here, I'll select this, and if I put it, it will not create. Because in product table there are some duplicate values. So you should be very careful with this as well. This should be unique. And this can be of any number of times it can repeat. So once I create the relationship, then again I can work on any of these options here. Say data view. Now I created two different columns. It's called as calculated columns. You see here, region and customer name is there in the same table. Suppose if you think that you're taking the values like this, then I don't have to, give the links here. So just take it and then import it in the Excel sheet. Now let me go here, just close this. And now if you go and check this data, see the region and customer name both are there. Let me remove this. I'll take this region. This is region from this table, that is data table, not from location table. So you can do something like this as well. So if you go here, see, I have so many different Dax functions. I'll just work on few. So few you can work. Let me go here. I'll say manage, and let's go to this location. I want to convert this into uppercase, lowercase, or something. See, it's not that you have to do here only. If you think that you want to do this in Power Query, there also you can do. But this is meant for data modeling. There, when I say Power Query, so that is like next step after the data modeling. So what it will do, the data modeling, after that, it will take that data and then it will start working on it. But suppose if you think that you want to do in data modeling only all these things, you can do here also. Say, I want to convert this state into caps, equals upper. See, upper of, I'll just have to give only the column name. Say enter. The entire column will be converted into caps. Similarly, I have lowercase. I have this left, mid, and right. Suppose if you want to extract some data, let's say I want to extract, we'll go to this data. Here, I have this order ID. So what I've done is I've used the same data here, so it will be easy for you to understand as well. So I'll go here, I'll use this left, just say equals left of order ID, comma 2. So I'll get two characters from left side to order ID. One, say 2. Next, suppose in this order ID, I have something in the right hand side. So I want all the 6 characters in the right hand side. Then what I'll do, I'll go here and say equals right of order ID, comma 6. Enter. These are all calculated field. See, this is the right side. I want that mid, say the year what you see here, this one 2015, 16 and all. So let me go here. I'll say equals mid of order ID, comma, say 4, comma 4. 4 is the fourth position. Another 4 is 4 characters from fourth position. So I can split the data like this also. So everything I'm just trying to make it in the data model only, so that in Excel just you'll have to drag and drop the pivot table. That's all. Right. Then if you want to find len, I can use this len. Then if you want find a character, then you have this replace, then substitute. Substitute means it will just try to substitute a character. Say for example equals substitute. It asks for text. Text is nothing but the order ID. Let's take the order ID, comma. It asks for old text. I want hyphen to be slash. Enter. So what it will do? It will convert all the hyphens into slash. You can see here like this. Right. The next, if you want to repeat something or say if you want to trim, so I have all these values here. Coming to date functions, in date functions also we have a lot of options here in Dax. Say I want to get the day, month and year in a date. Let's go here. Say equals day of order date. Close bracket. See, I'll get the date. If you want, you can go here. Say day. Then if you want month, select this equals month of order date. Close bracket. Like this. Please give me month. The next I want year. Say equals year of order date. Close. So it will give me the year. So I'm trying to split everything by a formulas. So all these are actually calculated fields, which might not be there in my original data. So why we actually do all these things? Suppose if you want to do anything, say for example, let me go here, day, month, year. Near, we'll say country code. Right. Now let me close this and I'll go to this Excel. If you see this in data, the columns whatever is there, see month, day, month, year, and I have this country code. Let's say I want the report by this country code. Let me remove this. See, it says US and CA. So only with these two things, means only for these two values, what will be the sales? So if someone is actually doing analysis on these kind of things, wherein I don't have the data. Let's say I didn't have this country split at all. I'm having it from say order ID. Then I'm just taking those values and then write a Dax function, extract the data and then start working on this. Right. Next, suppose sometimes what will happen, I have the date in different columns. So in that case, what I have to do, I have to go here. See, you go to this manage, and here, imagine that I have day, month, and year in a separate column. Let's say equals date. You can say this data day, this column. You can use this calculated field in another calculated field. That means this date what I'm using here, the day what I'm using here is not actually a column which has been imported. This is actually a column which has been created. That is just now what we created a calculated field. So I have this year, let's say year, then I have this month, and then say day. Close bracket, say enter. If I didn't had the date column, can I see this? A date is created. If at all I had a year, month, and day in different columns like this, then I can combine and create a date itself. Right. Suppose if you want to add some dates, so we have something called as date diff and date add. Let's go here. Date diff actually will give me the difference between two dates, that is the difference of values between two dates. We have two date here, that is ship date and order date. I want to know the number of days between these two, that is order date and ship date. Go here, I'll say date diff. It asks for date 1, I'll say order date, comma ship date. Okay, comma it asks for the interval. Interval means whether I need the difference between two dates as day, hour, minute, year, or whatever. I'll select this as day and then close bracket, say enter. Now what it will do, it will give me the difference between those two dates in days, like this. Date add, suppose if you want to add something, say for example I have order date, I want to add 10 days or 1 month, then what I can do, I'll go here, I'll say equals date add, then it asks for the date, say order date, comma it asks for intervals. Number of intervals is how many months or years or whatever I need to add, let's say 10, comma it asks for day, month, or year, whatever, say day. Close bracket, say enter. So 10 days are added to the date here like this. If you go and see this, it says 21/4/2015. Let's see the order date what it is. See, it is 11/4/2015. That means 10 days has been added to this. See, all these are actually, the concepts which we are using in Power Pivots, and this is very strong because I'm creating the calculated field here only. What will be my work in Excel? Just all these calculated fields will be there. Just copy and paste, that's all. I mean, just drag and drop, that's all. And again, you don't have to bother that, if I create here also I can create calculated fields. So if you go to this analyze, here I have this calculated field here. But this calculated field, it is very similar to that, but not that strong. Likewise, I have some more, say today and now. Anyways, this today. Today means it will give me today's date. Let's go to this data modeling. I want today's date. This column, say equals today, open bracket, close bracket, say enter. So it will give me today's date. Now will give me the current time, equals now. So it will give me the current time, whatever is there. Next, EO month, week, day, week, num, exactly like what we have in our Excel. We have those things also here. Let me just go here. I'll say equals EO month, it will give me the end of month of a date, say order date, comma, it lasts for month. I'll say 0. 0 means the current month. Say enter. See, for the date, whatever is there, it will give me the last date, it's the end of that particular month. You can specify 1, 2, 3, whatever, depending on the date. Say if I go here and give 1, if I say 1 year, say enter. So it will give me the next month date. Say for example, here it says 3/34/2015. But if you go and check this, order date is 16/3. That means if I say end of date, say end of month, and give the index as 0, then it will say 31st March. But since the formula what I've given there is index as 1, that means it is showing the last date of the next month of this. That is, it should be April 30th. If you go and check this, it says April 30th. See, suppose if I make it as 0, then it will give me exactly like what we have in March, like this. See, 31st March. Week num and weekday. Say equals weekday. This will give me the weekday, that is whether it is Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or whatever. It will give me in serial number. See, it will give me the serial number. That is weekday. Week num. Week num means weekly number throughout the year, on which week order date throughout the year on which week it actually falls, like this. Likewise, I have some number functions as well, which we actually use in our Excel. Similarly, I have number functions as well. So likewise, there are so many DAX functions which I'll share it with you. You just same thing, whatever is there here. If I explain everything, it will become too much. I'm not sure how much you'll be using, but all this I've just kept it here so that you guys will understand. So there are some hundreds of formulas which we actually do this completely in depth in Power BI. That is, we'll be taking this advanced Power BI. But here, same concept, the same thing, whatever is there, all the formulas will work here. All the formulas, whatever we have given here. So I use the same thing for Power Pivots as well. So I've given few commonly used, say some idea of how to use this DAX functions. Because usually we don't use much of DAX functions, but if you use it, is very good because it's very strong, and you can say work more faster, or say all the calculations will be here, and once I take this to Excel, it will be very easy for me to just drag and drop and get the results. Okay, fine. So these are the pivot tables, but here we have something called as slicers, which I'll tell you in the next session, because when I go to this slicer, I'll tell you what all it is actually linked. When I go to this slicer here, so I'll be having some slicers here, I'll be creating some reports here, and when I come back to this where's the data modeling, see here, we'll be creating something called as measure. Measure is again another set of DAX function which will help me in creating say the calculations, and based on that I have to create this KPIs. That itself is a separate thing, so that I'll take in the next session. That is, here we have some measures here. Let's just scroll. See here, I have this measure. So measures are totally different from the calculations what we did now. I'll just tell you one simple a difference between that before we'll go to this next session of these measures. The columns whatever we created now, this is the formula, whatever formula we did now, this one, these are called as calculated columns. Means the calculations whatever is happened is happening based on column to column like this. But measures are not like that. Measures are totally different. Means they'll not be available here. They'll not be available as a column. It is just, say for example, let's go and we'll take it from here only. So if I say new measure, let's say table, we'll take it in data and say sum of sales. Okay, here I'll say sum of sales. You can check the data type whatever you want. I'll say number, 1000 separator. Say okay. Now if you say this, go to this data, just scroll down. You can see the sum of sales. This is totally different actually, and you can see the sum of sales coming here. Let me take the location as region, and I'll put it here. I'll remove this country code. See, I'm getting the sum of sales. Now based on that, what I'll do, I'll say new KPI. So here I'll get the sum of sales. See, now I'll just randomly just say okay. Right. Now this measures will be created. Now I'll go here. I'll take this status, remove the status. Again I'll put it. See, I just gave some random values here. Now let me put this region here and then take the state here. Now I'll go here and change this to central. So here we have given manage role. See, something like this we'll get. So now if I go here, say east, based on the data, it'll just take. So this is something different, that is completely on measure. And again, we have to create some slicers for this, which will get connected to this pivot tables, and then we'll create some dashboards. So this I'll tell you in the next session when we actually come to the complete dashboarding sections. But this power pivots, I'll tell you, it's not that complex like what people actually speak. It is just, I'll tell you in a very brief. Go to this manage, import the data, whatever you want to import. In case if you want to connect it, just go to this design view, that is diagram view, connect all the data, that is the tables, and then go to data view. Here if you think you want to add some formulas or something, I given the complete formulas here. Okay, the complete formulas which have worked, I'll send this to you. You can keep it as a reference. And then after all this data is prepared, close this, and then I'll go to this pivot table and insert the pivot table and create any kind of pivot table what you're actually planning. But here I'll be using this workbook data model. That's all. You might ask, what is the difference between the normal pivot table and this pivot table? See, normal pivot table, the data will be available in my sheet, but here I don't have to have the data in my sheet. It will be there in the data modeling, so I don't bother at all. I can just keep creating the reports like this. Okay, so I'll stop here.